Here are some psychology tricks that are so powerful, they feel illegal to know. If you want someone to like you, don't do them a favor. Ask them to do a small one for you, like borrowing a pen. This is called the Ben Franklin effect. Their brain will justify helping you by subconsciously deciding that it must like you in the first place. If you're trying to win an argument, try talking a little faster. When people hear information delivered quickly, they have less time to process and question it, making them more likely to just agree with you. Trying to find out who your real friends are in a group? Tell a joke. The people who genuinely like you will not only laugh, but they'll also instinctively look at you while they're laughing. And if you want to get a song unstuck from your head, think about the very end of the song. Your brain gets stuck on incomplete loops, so giving it the conclusion will often close the loop and end the suffering. Finally, if you want to appear more confident, just stand up straight, pull your shoulders back, and take up more space. It not only tricks the people around you into thinking you're confident, it actually tricks your own brain into feeling more confident. Use these responsibly, or don't. I'm not a cop.
You ever think back to that friendship that just ended? It didn't end with a fight or a loud goodbye. It just faded. The late-night calls stopped. The inside jokes became memories, then echoes. And one day you realized their life was moving on, without you in it. You'd see them on your feed, with new people, laughing in a way that used to be yours, and the self-doubt just eats you alive. Was it me? Did I not try hard enough? But the truth is, sometimes, there's no one to blame. People change, and some bonds aren't meant to last a lifetime. And that's the lesson that hurts the most. But what if the person who changed was you? Either way, you still remember the good moments, don't you? The ones that still make you smile just for a second.
Bro, someone needs to explain why seeing your teacher in public is the most awkward, brain-freezing experience on the planet. Like, you'll be at the grocery store just minding your own business. You turn down the cereal aisle, and there they are. It's your math teacher, and your brain just completely short-circuits. You're hit with this instant wave of panic. You have two options: make eye contact and do that weird, forced half-smile, or dive behind the nearest pyramid of soda cans and hope they didn't spot you. It's just so strange seeing them as a real person. They're not grading papers or assigning homework. They're just buying milk. It feels wrong, like seeing a fish trying to walk on land. And the worst part is when they do see you. You both lock eyes, do that awkward little nod, and then immediately look at your phones and walk away. Then you have to go back to school on Monday, sit in their class, and you both just share this unspoken secret knowledge that you saw them passionately arguing with their kid for 5 minutes about which cartoon-themed yogurt to buy, and you just have to pretend it never happened.
You know, the hardest part about loving a pet is that you know from the very first day how it's going to end. You bring them home, this tiny little creature, and they become your entire world. They're your best friend, your secret keeper, the only one who's always happy to see you, no matter what. You watch them grow up. You celebrate their birthdays. You take a million pictures. You memorize the sound of their paws on the floor. They're not just a pet. They're family. And then, you start to notice it. The small, heartbreaking changes. Their face gets a little gray around the edges. They don't jump as high as they used to. They start sleeping a little more. And the roles slowly begin to switch. You're not just their owner anymore. You're their caretaker. You're the one helping them up the stairs. And that's when you remember the unspoken deal you made on day one. In exchange for years of the purest, most unconditional love you'll ever know, you have to be the one to see them through to the end. You have to be strong enough to say goodbye. And when they're gone, the silence in the house is deafening. But you know you'd do it all over again. In a heartbeat.
Let's be honest. Mobile players are not human. They operate on a level of skill that defies the laws of physics and common sense. They're out here playing on a phone that looks like an ancient artifact. The screen is so shattered it looks like
a spider web caught in a hurricane.
It's a mosaic of cracks, dead pixels, and greasy fingerprints. They literally can't see anything. Their thumbs are so massive they cover 80% of the display, completely blocking the minimap, the ammo count, and their own character model. Meanwhile, PC players are sitting there with their $3,000 liquid-cooled gaming PC, a 4K ultra-wide monitor, a keyboard that sounds like a machine gun, and a mouse with more buttons than
a spaceship cockpit.
Their setup is so advanced, it could probably
launch a satellite into orbit.
And PC players still get
absolutely demolished
by some kid on an iPhone 7 that's lagging so hard the game looks like a
PowerPoint presentation.
Their phone is overheating to the point of being a fire hazard, the battery is clinging to life at 1% with no charger in sight, and they're stealing Wi-Fi from the McDonald's
3 blocks away.
And yet, they're somehow dropping a 20 bomb like it's just another Tuesday. It makes no sense. Mobile players are a different breed. How are they dominating on a cracked piece of glass, with no battery, no Wi-Fi, and thumbs covering half the screen, while PC players with literal NASA-grade mission control setups are struggling to get a single kill? It's just crazy. I'm just gonna say it, sweats are the worst part of gaming. Like, bro, I just got home from school, I'm tired, I'm literally just trying to chill, maybe complete a few challenges, and have a little fun. And then there's that guy. He's in a public match, playing like his family's honor is on the line. He's jumping, sliding, and editing builds at the speed of light. You can just picture him in his gaming chair, drenched in sweat, with an IV drip of G Fuel connected
directly to his veins.
Meanwhile, I'm over here with a bag of chips in one hand, just trying to figure out where the storm is closing in. I haven't even found a good weapon yet, and this dude has already built a
5-star hotel
around me and is editing the windows to get a perfect shot. And the worst part, after he eliminates you, he hits you with the most toxic emote in his locker, like he just won the World Cup. Bro, relax. There is no cash prize. You're not getting signed to FaZe Clan. You're playing against me, a guy in pajama pants who might fall asleep in the next 5 minutes. It's just a game, man.
There is no form of nostalgia more brutal than going back to visit the first place you ever built on Roblox. You load it up, maybe for the first time in a decade, and it's all still there. The horribly colored bricks you thought were cool. That one zombie-free model you couldn't figure out how to delete. The half-finished tycoon you gave up on. You see the cringy VIP room you made for friends who have been offline for 8 years. The awkward admin commands you gave yourself, thinking you were the king of this tiny, broken world. It's not a game. It's an archaeological dig into your own childhood. And that's when you feel this weird, aching sadness. It's not just a bad build. It's a perfect, unfiltered screenshot of who you were at 12 years old. Every mistake, every bad idea, every ounce of pure, unfiltered creativity is saved right here. And you realize you can't bring yourself to delete it. Deleting it would feel like a crime, like erasing a piece of your own brain. So you just leave. You close the server, leaving that monument to your past self to gather dust, preserved in its awkward, beautiful, and heartbreaking glory. Forever.
Every school has that one popular girl who operates like she's the main character, and for some reason, the entire school just plays along. She's not just rude, she's a walking, talking inconvenience. She'll stroll into class halfway through the lesson with an iced coffee in hand, completely ignoring the teacher, acting like she just paused her own press conference to be there. Her little group of minions, who all dress exactly like her, immediately swarms her, desperate for a full briefing on the latest gossip. If you try to ask her for something simple, like a pencil, she'll give you this dead-eyed stare like you just asked her to
explain quantum physics.
Then she'll turn to her friends, cover her mouth, and they'll all burst out laughing, leaving you standing there feeling like a social outcast. And the confidence is baffling. The teacher will ask something simple, like, "In what city is the Eiffel Tower?" And she'll blurt out full confidence, "Rome!" with the conviction of a
Nobel Prize winner.
Then she'll look at her friends for high fives like she just cured a disease. But if you answer a difficult question correctly, her entire group will snicker and call you a tryhard. And the wildest part is that years from now, she'll post on Facebook about how high school was her golden era, while the rest of us are just thankful we graduated from being background characters in her 4-year-long
reality show.
You know, the strangest kind of grief is for a world that still exists, but the life you had inside of it is gone forever. You remember how it was. You'd log into Roblox, and your friends list would be a blaze of green. The server wasn't just a server, it was the server. Your home. The game itself was just the background noise for the friendships. That was the real reason you played. But now, you log in out of some faded muscle memory, and you're met with silence. The friends list is a long gray wall of names with timers that have been counting for years. You join your old home server, and you're a stranger there. You don't recognize a single soul. And that's when the final heartbreaking truth settles in. You were never in love with the game. You were in love with the world you built with your people. And without them, it's just an empty map, haunted by the ghosts of who you used to be. You finally log off. Not because you're bored or because you've outgrown it, but because you've realized it's 100 times lonelier to stay in a home that has forgotten you than it is to just walk away. You ever have that moment where you realize the entire internet is basically held together by duct tape and a single company? Like, last week I thought my Wi-Fi just died. I reset my router like 15 times, only to find out that half the internet was having a meltdown. My favorite game, gone. My music app, a ghost town. I couldn't even order a pizza online. For a second I thought we were airdropped back into the Stone Age. And then you check the news and you see it. All that chaos, all that digital silence happened because Amazon servers decided to take a little nap. And you start to think, maybe, just maybe, one company shouldn't have the off switch for half the internet. You know, there's a certain kind of quiet, the quiet that hits right after the last episode of a show you loved ends. For weeks, maybe even months, it was your routine. The thing you looked forward to. You'd come home, turn on the TV, and you were with them. These weren't just characters. They were your people. You knew their inside jokes. You felt their heartbreaks. You got used to the sound of their theme song. Their world was the place you went to escape your own. You'd stay up way too late, promising yourself just one more episode. Not just because it was good, but because you were trying to put off the inevitable goodbye. Then you see it. Only 2 episodes left. Then 1. And you know, as you press play for the very last time, this is the end. The story wraps up. The music swells. And the credits roll one final time. And you're just left there, staring at a black screen. The story is over. You have to say goodbye to friends who never even knew you existed. And you realize the worst part isn't that the show is finished. It's that you have to return to your world. And they're not in it anymore. And you're left alone in the quiet.
Isn't it crazy how every Mr. Beast video is basically him spending a fortune on challenges that test the
Limits of human boredom?
You'll be like, the last person to take their hand off this solid gold statue wins it. Then the first contestant leaves after 90 minutes because they're
Getting tired.
Tired? Brother?
For a block of solid gold, I would let my legs
Turn to dust.
The second person quits because they
Have to go to the bathroom.
The bathroom?
For that kind of money, I would
Invent a new organ.
Just to hold it in longer.
And the winner is always some dude with the emotional range of a rock, who just stands there for 3 days straight, not blinking, not thinking.
Just existing.
He's less of a person and more of a
Human screensaver.
They're just waiting, but I'd be strategizing. Jimmy says, last one to leave this empty football stadium wins $5 million.
Brother, that's literally free money.
Day 1. I'm finding the locker room showers and setting up a luxury spa. Day 10. I've started charging the other contestants for premium seating in the skybox, and I'm selling hot dogs from the concession stand. Day 30. The stadium is no longer empty. It's the hottest new entertainment venue in the state, and I own it. At that point, Mr. Beast isn't giving me a prize. He's
Paying me rent.
The saddest part about your favorite childhood game is that you never knew when you were logging off for the last time. Remember it? That one game, the one you and your friends would rush home from school to play? You'd stay up all night, laughing in the lobby, running from zombies, or building a world together. Those online friends felt more real than anyone you knew in person. You promised you'd all be on tomorrow, and the next day, and forever. But life happens. One day, someone just didn't log on. Then another. The group chat got quieter, and eventually, so did you. The game icon just sat there on your desktop, untouched. And now, years later, you'll hear the music from that game and it'll all come rushing back. The late nights, the inside jokes, the feeling of belonging. And you realize, you weren't just playing a game. You were living in a world that doesn't exist anymore. And you'd give anything just to log on with the old squad. One last time. Why is it that when you accidentally wake up your dad at 3 a.m., he doesn't just get mad, he becomes a full-on horror movie villain? I'll be gaming with my friends, and then I'll hear the door slowly creak open. No footsteps, no warning, just a towering silhouette in the pitch-black hallway. Then comes the ice-cold line.
Tell your friends good night.
That one sentence has more authority than any lecture I've ever heard. I immediately tell my friends, yo, I gotta go, and just vanish without explanation. He's not even yelling. He's just standing there, eerily calm, arms crossed, giving you that soul-reading stare like he's about to cut the power to the entire neighborhood. Then he drops the final boss dialogue.
Off now.
And you don't argue. You just shut everything down in pure survival mode, barely breathing so you don't wake him up again. The next morning, he acts like nothing happened, asking if you want pancakes. Sir, you gave me a near-death experience at 3 a.m., and now you're asking me about breakfast? You know, the scariest part about growing up isn't paying bills or having responsibilities. It's watching your parents get older. It doesn't happen all at once. It's a collection of 1,000 tiny, heartbreaking moments. One day you'll watch your dad, the man who used to lift you onto his shoulders like you were nothing, struggle to carry in the groceries, and he'll laugh it off, say he's just getting old, but you see it. For the first time, you see him as tired. You're at a restaurant, and you notice your mom squinting to read the menu, so you read it for her without even thinking. And you'll see the gray in her hair isn't just a few strands anymore. It's everywhere. And in those quiet moments, the roles slowly begin to reverse. The two superheroes who seemed invincible your whole life, they start to look human. They start to look fragile. And a switch just flips in your head. Suddenly, you're not the kid anymore. You're the one who worries. You're the one who calls just to make sure they're okay. And all you can think about is all the time you wasted, being annoyed or too busy. And you'd give anything in the world not to be a kid again, but just to go back and get a little more time with the people who gave you everything.
Why do we all have that one friend who just loves to steal? Honestly, he's not even doing it for the item anymore. He's purely in it for the adrenaline rush. We'll be hanging out at Target, and he'll lean over and ask, hey, you need anything? And for a second I'm thinking, wow, what a stand-up guy, offering to buy me something. So I go, sure, I could use some candy. Next thing I know, he shoves a bag of gummies in his pocket and strolls right
Past the cashier.
Dude, I think you missed a crucial step in the process called
Paying for it.
Then he has the nerve to offer them to me like he's some kind of hero. Nah, man, you can keep your
For illegal gummy bears.
I'm not trying to catch a charge over a bag of sugar. It's even crazier when you go over to his house. There's a wet floor sign just sitting in his bedroom. I'm like, where did you even get that? And he just says, oh, I acquired it. You...
What?
How are his parents not suspicious? They'll give him $10 for lunch and he'll come back with 3 bags of chips, a new video game, and a...
Fire hydrant.
Bro, if I took a free sample without asking, my mom
Would send me to another dimension.
I swear this dude is one bad decision away from being his own true crime podcast. Give it 5 years and he'll be serving a prison sentence for trying to smuggle the entire ATM out of a bank.
Isn't it sad that you never know you're in the good old days until you've already left them? Like, seriously think about it. The last time you and your friends all played outside until the sun went down and the streetlights flickered on, you didn't know it was the last time. There was no grand finale. One day, you just went inside. The last time you all stayed up until 3 a.m. in a game lobby, laughing so hard you couldn't breathe, talking about nothing and everything. You didn't think, this is the last time we'll all be here. You just said goodnight, and it never happened again. It doesn't end with a big fight. It ends with a slow, quiet fade. Someone gets busy. Someone gets into a relationship. The I'm busy texts start to become more frequent than the what are we playing tonight ones. And slowly, without you even noticing, the world you used to live in, the one that felt like it would last forever, just disappears. And now you're older. You'll scroll through your phone and see a picture, or hear a song, and it all comes rushing back. You get this ache in your chest because you realize that was it. Those simple, boring little moments were the ones that meant everything. And you'd give almost anything Just to go back for one more afternoon, not to change a single thing, but just to feel it all, one last time.
Can we talk about that deafening, soul-crushing silence that consumes a classroom the exact moment a teacher asks a question? 1 second, the room is buzzing with chatter. The next, the teacher asks something like, "So, who can tell me the main theme of the book we just read?" And suddenly, a
Black hole of sound.
opens up in the middle of the room. It's so quiet you can hear.
Hear your own hair growing.
Everyone immediately becomes a master of avoiding eye contact. People who haven't prayed in years are suddenly deep in conversation with God. The class clown is now pretending to be intensely fascinated by
A speck of dust on his desk.
Then, the teacher does the slow scan. That terrifying, unforgiving sweep across the room looking for a victim. Your only defense is to remain perfectly still, hoping her vision is based on movement. She finally locks onto some poor soul in the front row, whose brain visibly shuts down. After a minute of pure, agonizing silence, he finally whispers,
Was it the French?
Brother, this is English class.
and as the teacher sighs in disappointment, the rest of us collectively exhale like we just survived a plane crash, knowing we're safe. Until the next question. Can we all just agree that the phrase, "money can't buy happiness," is the biggest lie ever told? Like, okay, maybe it can't buy happiness itself, but it can buy a jet ski.
And I've never seen anyone sad.
On a jet ski.
It also solves about 99% of the problems that are actively making me unhappy. It's always the super rich people saying this. I'll be talking to a friend who's complaining that
The Wi-Fi on his private yacht is...
Is a little slow.
Brother,
you're complaining about slow internet while
Sailing in the Caribbean.
I'm over here driving with my check engine light on, just praying it turns off on its own. We are not the same. I'd much rather be crying in a brand new Lamborghini than in my beat-up.
2005 Honda.
If you're so miserable with your millions, just give them to me. I'm willing to take one for the team and...
Test your theory.
Can someone explain why the announcement of guests are coming over immediately triggers
a level 5 panic clean in every mom.
1 minute I'm just vibing, the next my mom sounds the alarm like we're preparing for a...
National security threat.
Bro, your friends are coming over for coffee, not to conduct a full-scale health and safety inspection of my living quarters. I promise you, Carol from accounting is not going to excuse herself from the living room, journey down the hall, and perform a forensic analysis of the dust on my ceiling fan. My room could be a
Biohazard.
and she would never know, because she is never going to see it. But somehow, I'm still forced to clean with the intensity of a hazmat team, scrubbing, dusting, and organizing things that haven't seen the light of day in years. Also, a group of strangers can eat snacks 100 feet away in a completely different room. And the funniest part? After hours of intense labor, the guests finally arrive. They sit on the couch, talk for 2 hours, use the guest bathroom, and leave. My room remains an untouched, unseen, perfectly clean monument to my mom's anxiety.